You know, everyone, many among many feel that I constantly complain and talk about Princess Sally's current situation way too much. And perhaps I do. But I'm not the only one. For if you go to several websites that are dedicated to the Sonic franchise, there is no doubt that you will find several fans that will constantly talk about Sally's current predicament just as much as I do, if not more so. But yet, people want me to talk about other things going on in the comic book. Well then, if that is what they ask of me, then that is what they shall get, starting right now. First up, Bunny's current situation. There's somewhat of a debate going on with this. One side doesn't like the fact that Ian Flynn, in their eyes, just had Bunny up and walk out on her comatose-induced husband and just leave a note explaining or somewhat explaining her actions. On the other hand, you have fans that try to explain to the other fans that Ian wrote her like this because she is now one of the characters that's in desperation mode. Meaning she will do anything to help protect her friends and loved ones by any means necessary. Even if it means permanently giving up her bottom half and her, I guess, left arm to cybernetic replacement. Again, fans are split in the middle because of this. The main reason sorry about that. And the main reason is that whether you like him or you don't, Ian has yet to touch on this subject. In fact, one fan who's coming around to Ian's writing has stated that Bunny's situation is the last thing that's truly bothering them, and once answered with a straight, fluid answer, will be all that they need to truly enjoy this story arc. And this may go for a lot of other fans as well. Now, I will give Ian Flynn a lot of credit for establishing the team concept of two teams and one secret team for the upcoming story arc in the Universe spin-off and in the main comic. Because I will agree that at least these characters are not just sitting around doing nothing and that they're finally up and doing something. On one hand, you have one team going global to follow their arch nemesis and rescue their friend and try to restore her in the process. True, this one team mainly consists of game characters, actually 3 main game characters, but if that is what Sega has asked for, or in this case Ian Flynn has decided on, going into the 250th anniversary issue, it's nothing new. Because it was done in the 3-part 175 to 177 anniversary issue arc, so again, it's nothing new. Then, on the other hand, you have a team consisting of one original Saturday morning comic book character as its leader, and the rest consisting of game characters. And the reason this team was built and created was to protect the citizens at home. So in other words, these two teams were created to do what the original team had done before, but by being split in two, can accomplish more. And for that, I give Ian Flynn credit. As far as the third team, the secret team, if you will, that is being that has been created for the universe spinoff and its upcoming story arc, again I give credit. Now true, one of the members, if not one of the co-leaders, is the game character Silver, while the rest consist of original characters created specifically for the comic book. Now this idea has a lot of potential, for you see, Ian stated in his recent interview that some of these original characters would be touched upon and developed beyond being just background and cameo appearance characters. At least that's what I understand. Again, this has a lot of potential, starting with issue 41 and going all the way through to issue 44. The question is, however, is what impact will this secret team in the spin-off story arc have? Because we know that whatever universe story arc tie-in comes after is going to feel the effects in some way of the previous one and whatever occurs in the main comic. But I do feel that this will indeed be a good thing in the long run. Now, speaking of the universe comic book, one question that Ian Flynn was asked, and it's a question, and I'm sure it's a question that many fans have, and that is if the 4-part story arc pattern will be broken after this upcoming story arc. In other words, will the story arc that comes after be a 3-parter, and the story arc after that be a 2-parter? My answer and personal opinion on that is I believe the cycle/pattern will be broken. Because how else are you going to fit in and tie in the 50th anniversary issue of the Universe comic book with the main comic book in its 250th anniversary issue that comes up a few months later? To me, it only makes sense that this is the direction that Ian Flynn will probably go in. However, like many of you, I don't really know the specifics of that and if that will be the case. And finally, Hershey the cat. Apparently Ian Flynn had plans to incorporate her into said story arc, but as he put it in the interview that he did a week ago, that due to circumstances beyond his control, his plans for her have to be shelved for the near future/indefinitely. Now, if there's one thing that a split fan base could probably agree on, it would be, and I mean this with no disrespect, that if Ian Flynn knew he couldn't use Hershey the cat in any shape or form due to the circumstances, aka the Ken Pender/Archie Comics court case, then why in the name of this franchise/comic book would you come out and say you have concrete plans for this character? Why would you do that? I mean, to be honest, if anyone here, and they may disagree with me and agree with me, but if anyone here was in the position that Ian Flynn's in, and they somehow heard about or knew about this court case/circumstances, don't you think they/I/anyone, if they were in Ian Flynn's position, would have asked if it was alright to probably use said character in my/our epic story arc? Don't you think it would have made more sense to ask first before coming out and saying you have concrete plans for said character? I think it would have made sense. That way you wouldn't have gotten most fans' hopes up for this character's reappearance. But perhaps he's just baiting us in. That's the only answer I can come up with. Or that's the only answer I can come up with, as well as others can come up with, so who knows. Anyway, I hope that showed that I could talk about other things other than Sally's predicament. Your rebuttals and comments are welcome. God bless. There will be a link provided to the written, as well as hopefully if this could fit in the description box, which I don't think it will, this will be there too, but there will be a description to one of the links where you can read it if you don't want to listen. So that's all. Time 8:12 a.m. on Wednesday morning, May 2nd, 2012, and I am out.